First one is there a book that you most like to give as a gift or recommend, and why?
Sure. So I could look up something, right? Because I did actually do my homework too. So I have read certain books that I actually buy a lot more to give to some of my senior members in my firm. So I like recently a book called Leading Matters by John Hennessy. So he's a very impressive individual because he currently, I believe he still is, the chairman of Alphabet, which is obviously Google's parent company, but he was also the president of Stanford University for 16 years, from 2000 to 2016, where he literally built the whole Silicon Valley ecosystem, where he himself obviously had a computer science background before, and he was actually in a startup before he became president of Stanford University. So this guy basically was an entrepreneur and academia, and then obviously chairing like pretty much the world's most admired company, right? So his book is only about 150 pages, very easy to read. It does go through something I think is very, very interesting. And first of all, he used a very storytelling manner to tell all his experience throughout his life. So it's very engaging reading. It's actual cases, right? And then he also was able to bring out the pivotal role that humility, authenticity, and trust, service, empathy, courage, collaboration, innovation, intellectual curiosity, storytelling, and legacy, how all have played in his profile and life story. And I would say as I read, I also relate a lot of my own experience relating to all of those key words that I just mentioned, which is, I think, is key to success to have a very fulfilling life in general, be it at work or building up your family, I think. So that's a very good book. I would highly recommend, very easy reading. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality, am I supposed to ask you?
I'll ask you to go ahead. But yes, second question. So you mentioned people skills, you're kind of born with it, very natural at it, but if you have new ability or quality that you wake up tomorrow, because that's what would it be?
Yeah. That one I was thinking for a little bit, but it shouldn't be that hard. I mentioned I'm very good at people skills, but there's also a part of me that I really don't like. Not that I cannot do, I don't like. It's more numerical and all that. So, as I mentioned, I am so scared of dealing with passwords, okay? So while there are some technology out there, somehow, someone told me, have a way that could collect all your password in one area, okay, although I still have not gotten a handle of that app itself yet, okay? But I think that power would be somehow I have that brain where numbers just naturally appear in my brain, okay? Like, especially the parts that I'm most afraid of is not numerical ones. It's actually those that have like symbols, numbers, alphabets, and like capital letters and all that. So I really, but I truly believe that there are people in this world, their brain is functioned that way. That numbers to them is just like, oh, wake up one day, it's just like all there, okay? I wish, because it's now whenever a password pop up on anything that I have on my system, I freeze. I literally, I think there is just some innate fear of like, maybe I still know it, but I'll be like, oh my god, it's not gonna work like that. Okay? I have that is a fear in me. Yes. Yes.
And I have that fear too, so I recently downloaded this app called Bitwarden. It's one of those apps that stores all your passwords, so now it's just like Face ID and it just automatically pops up.
ID?
Yeah.
Wow. So it actually works.
Yeah, you can have that ability right now.
Okay, I'll deal with the setting up first.
Can you tell me a bit about a lesson that took you the longest to learn?
I think having a difficult conversation, it's something difficult to learn. I could get more comfortable to deal with difficult conversation, but it is still hard, I would say. And it is usually, to be more specific, is difficult conversation that you know you have to have it, but it relates to me, myself. So that means that when I conduct that conversation, I have to say something that is normally not the way I want it to be, But in order for the other side to get it in a fair and square way, it has to come out in a way that I normally don't want to do it that way. You know what I mean? Okay, that's
Is it
a
like if you
difficult
have to let
conversation.
someone go, kind of that kind of situation?
That is no longer hard to me, because that is not about me. That is about the other person. So I just need to have empathy to say the right thing. That is not hard for me, actually. Right? That is actually something I'm very good at. It's the other way around. Is to actually make the other side understand my need. Okay, and in doing that, I need to say certain things that may be promoting myself more. And it's not even promoting, it's like, because I believe I deserve, right? So it's not even promoting, it's more like, how do you get the other party to understand what they think they are doing right is not right? And in that standpoint, I have to be having a dialogue that need them to change, but it is about me. It is about saying why you are not right, and why I deserve like that. Okay, that is still something I have a very hard time doing, and I would try to drag. But you also know you cannot drag, because it is bad for anybody. It could be with anybody. You don't have to think about what it would be. What would she do this to? Who would she do this to? It could be your spouse. It could be your sibling. It could be your work partners. It could be anybody. But it's the context of that is that, which I still felt something is hard. Even though talking to me is not hard, but talking about other people is also not hard. Talking and making other people feel good is what I'm very good at doing. It's about myself. Making sure that conversation happened because I want to feel happy myself, right? Like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that does sound like harder than letting someone go.
Yes.
So we talked about a lot of things today, and is there one ask or action that you want everybody to take away or start applying in their own life after meeting you today?
Yeah, so this is, I had something prepared originally, but then 2 days ago there was a very interesting encounter that happened that led me to change the answer that I would give you. So I would give you the takeaway is to embrace change. That would be the word I would use. The reason why I changed is because this was apparently an advice that I gave to someone else. I gave to someone else, like long ago. Because over the years I've done a lot of mentoring, and I think the satisfaction came from the fact that over the years those people will come back to me and told me whatever I've said have actually made a very big mark on them, which at that time I would never see it. Just like today, I would just see it as like a normal chatting. I don't know how much you have gained. I don't know what would come back to you that is something I've said that somehow would ding, come to your mind and say, oh yeah, that was, whatever. I don't know. But somehow these people over time would know, and they would actually come back and tell me. So this was exactly what happened. Was there was a blog writer who apparently a lot of people follow. I don't know who the real identity of that person is, but a lot of finance people follow that finance blog writer. But apparently this article that he did on Thursday had my name on it. So all of a sudden people, yes, people, because I don't really read social media that much, otherwise my life would be like no free time, okay? But I don't, so it's a younger generation thing. But anyway, I got a lot of people forwarded to me, and so there was this word mentioned, which is indeed something I have said to this person whom I don't really know exactly who that person is, but I'm sure he's one of those bankers that have worked with me at my old old firms. But the way he wrote it was very true as well, that I said the way of embrace change is kind of what I've mentioned earlier, that I don't know what's coming. It's just that I'm just having certain value and character as a person, and I just apply again. And then over time, the trust is there. People just know how you are, and they will want to work with you. And so opportunities will come. People will think about you because you're easy to talk to, so they'll just relate to you more. And so you get more opportunities by being that way, genuine, right, as a person. But embrace change, the way that this blog writer mentioned, was about difficult jobs is actually not trainable, because which is something that I mentioned about reading other people's mind and therefore be able to work with them effectively and efficiently. It's a skill set that you are always trying to balance the benefits. You're always trying to benefit balance the benefits on both sides. So both sides win. How to make that work? That is actually a very ever-changing skill set, because you're always dealing with different people and on different sides. So the role of a successful salesperson, in a way, or in any business leader that would need to pitch their own business, is actually all about that. It's all about willing to embrace change and not afraid of it. Because only by doing that and be positive about it that you could get used to it. And you see it as like fun. Oh, I got this conquered. I got that conquered. Like the scenario I told you. I didn't think I would go at that with that person. But as I get on with it, then I thought of other things that I could lay it on and it become effective. And now he's apparently one of my best investor. I have not seen him in person for 15 months. No, have not met him in person at all. The relationship was built on Zoom. But when everybody else also is in the same spot, like everybody else also could see him, that is okay, right? Otherwise, in person is always better, right? So I think that would be the takeaway I wanted to say.
Yeah, definitely. When people think about embrace change, it's like the big changes, right? Like career change, life change. But actually, you apply it like
daily.
Every minute, like
daily.
Hearing what your clients say, and then you
change it immediately. Yes, and it's actually a lot of fun. Exactly. I love it when somehow I was going to say certain thing, and then that client reacts some way, and then I change, and then suddenly the whole dynamic of the meeting changes. I love it. I love feeling like that. Yeah.